Welcome to this session of Work Solutions. In these sessions, I'll look at solving the problems and looking at it from my perspective. While there's multiple ways of solving any problem, this is only a suggestion to help you develop your programming style. So let's get underway. So what we're going to be looking at today is question 1. Ask the user to enter in the current temperature, and if the temperature is over 32, then tell the user the weather is awesome for the beach. So there's a couple of things in here. We need some input. We need some sort of processing. And we need output to give something back to the user. So these are just comments that I'm putting in. The hashtag does the comment, the 2 dashes just for decoration in my case. So the first thing we've got to do is collect some information from the user, because it asks the user to enter in the current temperature. So to do that, I'm going to get current temp, and I'm using pothole case where everything's all lowercase and underscored for spaces. It's equal to. Now to get some information from the user, I'm going to use an input, and then I'm going to ask them enter the current temp. So they'll enter that in. Now, a lot of the time when the computer takes information, it takes it in as text. So to ensure that we actually get a proper temperature, I'm going to convert the input to an integer, so a whole number. So if they enter in 32, then that will go in as a number 32 and knocks the text characters of 3 and 2. So once that's done, we need to check that that's working. So I'm going to right mouse click and run the program. Now down the bottom here, it's got enter temperature. I can put 32 and the program works. Now if I want to see that it's working correctly, I can just go print bracket current temp. And this way, when the program runs now, if I enter in 32, the output becomes 32. That way I know that the information is being stored in the variable correctly. And because I don't need that as part of my program now, I can just put a hashtag in front of it. So that's like an error check or a developer type comment now, where if I do have a problem later, I can uncheck it just to check my inputs. Now we need to work out if the temperature is over 32. So to do that, it sort of says if it is over. So we know we're going to be, because it's got to make a decision, we need to use the if statement. So if the current temperature is over 32, okay, so let's go greater than 32. Then we use the 2 dots as the then part. So if the current temperature is greater than 32, we want to tell them it's great weather for the beach. So I'm just going to copy that and go print, quote, it's great weather for the beach. And that's my output part there. So I'm just going to delete this one here, because we won't need that now. And if I run the program now, enter in a temperature like 12, it says nothing. So I might actually put a print end of program. That way I know the program's ended. So if I type in 12 again, end of program, okay, so it's gone through the if statement. 12 is not greater than 32, so it's false, so it just continues on. So let's give it a true statement. So let's make it 42 degrees, like you're in Adelaide or something. So 42, the weather is awesome for the beach. So there you go, that's that program working. So let's use the same principles and look at the next question or sample question. This is task 3. Take in their test result, like 20, and the maximum mark for the test, like 40. And if it's above 50%, tell the user they have passed. Okay, so let's do the input part. So we need to get in 2 things. The first thing is taking their test result. So test underscore result, remember we're using pothole case, is equal to, and then we want to go input, because we want to collect something from the user. Enter your test result. Now we want to make sure that that is a number, so we're going to use an int to make sure it's an integer that comes in. Once again, it converts whatever number they enter into a whole number. So if they got 20, then it goes in as the number 20, not as the character 20. Then what we want is the maximum mark. So I'm going to put max mark is equal to, and I want it to be an integer, and I want an input, and then go enter the maximum mark. And we're just going to check that now. Right mouse click, remember changing programs, and run. Enter in the test result 20, enter in the max mark 40. Now, we could go and print those out to ensure that we're getting the right one. So we could go print bracket test result plus quote space quote. I'll just put a mark, a little character in there as well. And then go plus max mark. And what this would do is actually take the result of that one here, dash, and the result of that. We'll probably get an error, and that's okay. We'll just run this. Enter 20, 40, and then we get a runtime error. And that's because this is an integer, this is an integer, and this is a string. So what we need to do is convert our integers to strings. So int converts a string to an integer. And if we go str, we can turn a string, an integer, to a string. And same with this one, str. So convert those integers back to strings. So convert this to a string, plus add a string, plus add another string, and we should get 2040 out now. So 2040, and we get 2040 out. So I know I'm collecting the right information, so I'm just going to hashtag that. So it's now a developer comment. Now we need to work out what the test result was. So the percentage is going to be equal to the test result divided by the max mark. Okay, so and to turn that into a percentage, we also need to times that by 100. So I'm just going to run the program now and see if I get an error. So 20, 40, there's no error, which means that formula is working correctly. If I want to see the percentage, I go print and then percentage, and because there's no other characters in there like this, it should convert it naturally for us. So if I go 20, 40, I should get 50 as a result. So now we got 50%. So once I've done that, we can then use an if statement, because we want to tell them if they're passed. So if it is above 50%, they will pass. So let's go 50 and above. So let's go if percentage is greater than or equal to 50, then we can go print well done, you have passed. So let's see if our person passes. So if we go 20 and 40, which is 50%, well done, you have passed. Okay, let's tell them if they haven't passed, then we could use the else statement. We could go else and go print. So if it's less than that, 49 and below, we could go print bad luck, you will need to study a little more. So when the program runs now, if they get 20 out of 100, which is 20%, 20% bad luck, you'll need to study some more. If you want to show the percentage as a little bit more information, you could actually go, you have got, and then we can add, remember to turn it to a string, and then we can add a % sign to the back of that. So you've got, it should say like 20% for the test. And then it should give us an output. So if we go 20, 40, you've got 50% for the test, well done, you've passed. And if we get 10 and 40, you've got 25% for the test, bad luck, you'll need to study a little more. Alright, so I hope that helped you develop the programs. Hopefully you learned a few more things, reinforce what you've done. Hopefully your solutions are similar, if not better. And I'll see you in the next solution or work solution.